Naturalness. See, I played off of you because I felt your naturalness.
Right, because that's what we do. And I made up words because I was trying to sound smart.
And you did. You sounded naturally smart.
Hello, welcome to Sixth Strain Therapy. I'm DJ Mayday.
I'm Professor S.
And we're going to spend some time catching up because I feel like we haven't talked in a little bit.
We haven't talked in a while, and a lot has been going on in the news and with ourselves, right?
Yeah, a lot. A lot of things changing. The weather's changed finally, thank God. It's warmer now, so it's nice.
And going to work in daylight and coming home in daylight.
Yeah,
it really helps the mood. There's a condition called SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder, and that's when people feel very depressed and low energy when it's dark all the time.
Yeah. When it's gloomy, it definitely saps your natural energy.
I know, it fixed mine.
Yeah, me too.
So what's up? How was your week, your day?
My
For
week,
our listening audience.
my week was pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things happening right now. Like my daughter's going to her prom. It's just chaotic, getting nails done, doing this, planning that, freaking out, everything ending for her high school life. That's trippy as shit.
A new beginning too.
Yeah, so that's like the big thing.
Is she nervous?
No, she's like thankful. She can't
Is she
wait to
stay
be
in the
done.
city? She's staying in New York, or she's gonna?
Oh, she's gonna stay in New York, but she's going upstate.
Oh, okay. How far up?
Not too far.
Buffalo, Binghamton,
I'd rather not.
Albany, Canada, the North Pole,
The North Pole.
South Pole.
Okay. But yeah, so that's a lot. That's a big transition, and it's huge. So that's been occupying the family's time and space, and then yeah, man, it's just like it's abortion issues and all kinds of stuff happening, and today
there was a shooting, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a shooting in, I believe, Texas, and it sounds horrific. I mean, it's so crazy because, politicians want to legislate on abortion rights, and it's supposedly because they care about life, but yet they won't take the guns out of, people's hands,
Well, let me share this, right? So before we go into that, because, your daughter will be going away to a college.
Right.
And and I don't say a lot of times, but sometimes there have been shootings on college. Well, that was a school. Today was a elementary school.
It was an elementary school, and they killed one teacher too.
Yeah. So to catch up with for me, my son actually is his birthday today. So my son actually turns 32, which makes me an old fart, right?
Nah. I wouldn't call a youngish fart.
A youngish fart. I'll let the listening audience
decide.
Even though they say black don't crack, but sometimes black wrinkles. You know what I mean? Sometimes
It just a little dusty.
It gets a little dusty and crusty. So, for me, it's always a strange. I feel like every day or every week is kind of strange because I work from home most of the time, and time kind of has this weird warping kind of experience, and you're not out with coworkers, you're not socializing and mingling, and so that still is a challenge even after like 2 years or more of the pandemic, and so that's been a huge adjustment. It continues to be a big adjustment, a good new way of living is very kind of difficult. So I make a very concerted effort to get together with friends. So this coming weekend, I'm going to see a Broadway show and celebrate my son's birthday on Saturday.
So that's cool.
It's
that sounds like fun.
Things.
It's like always nice to have something like it's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something
know what? Did I
planned.
tell you I'm going to Italy?
Yes, and I'm very jealous.
On a cruise. I haven't been out of this country since definitely before the pandemic. Obviously, well, during the pandemic, no, but even a little whiles before that, I hadn't gone any vacations, and I love to cruise. And the whole thing with the pandemic is people were coming down with COVID big time on cruises.
Cruises was a cesspool before the pandemic.
Cesspool is right. But anyway, that's my catching up on that.
That's awesome.
And but I think what puts a little downer on the week is waking up to the shooting.
Yeah.
And we just left the shooting, of how many, I think this one, 14 people were killed, 14 kids, and a teacher, and the other one was in a supermarket.
Yeah.
And how many people were killed there? 10?
10, I think, but a total 10 killed and 2 injured.
Wow. It's just so random. The first one was someone that had some pro-white ideology, and the one that happened to them. Not really sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I mean, literally, I just saw this an hour ago, so I don't even know what it was really
Yeah,
about.
neither do I. I just heard the body count, and I was like, oh God. And I just like, my wife was telling me, and I was like, ugh. I just didn't deal with it well. I just didn't need that right at that moment, because it's heavy. And I know it's not happening to us, but every tragedy does weigh on us.
It not only weighs on us, but we're also out there in the world, including our children.
Yeah.
So, it's still, and these things are random. It's how there was a plan. So at any time, we can see ourselves in a situation like that, or a loved one, or someone who knows someone that is involved. So hopefully in one of our episodes, we can talk more about that as we do more research. But it's a sad day in America, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't want to take this down in a negative way.
But we are sex trained therapy.
Right.
So sometimes therapy is very, it's very high energy and laughable and kitty. But sometimes when we talk about on our sex trained therapy show, we're also talking about mental wellness. We're talking about issues of the day. We talk about various topics. So that's part of our.
Can I ask you a question, Professor?
Absolutely.
Would you say it's healthy to, like, the way I just approached it, where I said, all right, I turned away from it. Is that a healthy thing to do?
When you say turn
away
like,
from,
not focus on it.
No, yeah, exactly, from bad news or news in general.
I see.
Is it healthy to turn away? When is it healthy? When isn't it healthy to turn away from negative news?
It's a great question, because I think it's a very individualized response to that. Like someone like myself, I am not going to listen to the news every hour on the hour. I'm just not going to do that. It's a sensory overload, and I know that tends to influence my day. And if I go in and out of it, then I'm constantly thinking about, okay, so what's going on here? What's going on in Ukraine? And what's going on? And so on. So I know my threshold. Mm-hmm. So I make the choice of how I want to tune in. I'm not going to totally isolate myself, but I'm going to kind of check in and check out. Where I think it gets really complicated is when folks are like drowning in Twitter or Instagram, where you can't even put your phone down for like an hour before you've got to go in there and start scrolling. And, as a therapist, that's actually been one of the issues that comes up in therapy, where folks are like, they can't put the phone down. They're not as productive as they could be. So on one hand, you want to be informed,
right?
But on the other hand, you really have to look at how many hours am I spending looking at the news? How is it making me feel? Am I taking my phone to bed and keep on looking at some kind of updates? And the way that they do the news, all the colors and the breaking news, it's designed to keep you engaged.
Right. It's designed to grab you and hold you. So exactly. it sensationalizes and just a couple of words just to grab you and hold you there. That's their job.
And it's also like crack. You get a hit from it.
Yeah, you get
and then you're like, okay, but then you come back. He's okay. What happened? 10 minutes later, what's going on?
Right, and then you just want a little bit more.
Yeah,
but
it's a good question though.
Yeah, like I'm like wondering, am I being a puss for not facing my the trauma, or am I just taking care of my mental space and my energy?
About that, it just depends how far into isolation and denial versus being completely submerged in it. So I don't think it's problematic, but you have to look at patterns over time. Do you tend to not engage and listen to when people bring it up? But it's a very individual response, as you said.
Cool. Well, that concludes our catch-up. Thank you for listening to Sex Train Therapy. I'm DJ Mayday.
And I'm Professor S. Peace out. We're getting off of the next stop. Helen Bay.
Bing bong! That was good. That was good. 10 minutes.
Okay, great. Was it recording?
Yeah, it was recording.
Are you sure?
I just saw it.
Okay. I just don't want you to say sorry 5 minutes from now, okay?
I'm not going to say sorry. I hate you.
I don't hate you. I just find you slightly annoying.
Damn. You wouldn't happen to have it cold water, would you?
cold water. I can get some, and it's gonna be filtered.
Oh, it's gonna be clean too. That's more than what I asked for, but I'll take that motherfucker. Oh, good lord.
There's no farts. There's no fart juice.
He said fart juice.